Welcome back to Bradley Central High School, BCHS.TV. I'm your host, Gary Ownbey, talking with one of our main staff members here at Bradley Central, a longtime band director, Mr. Andrew Coggins. Andrew, welcome to our show today.
Hey, glad to be here. Super pumped to be here.
We're going to tell you everything you possibly could need to know, maybe, hopefully, about the band. Andrew, how long have you been here actually working with the band?
This is year number 8. So this is my 8th year here at Bradley. So it's been exciting. It's been a lot of fun for the last 8 years.
And what got you? Everybody knows your dad. Is he the one that got you into band directing?
Yeah. So basically, I tell the kids all the time I've been around this my whole life. I was born back in the 80s. I don't want to tell everybody how old I am, but Dad started here in '79. So I was a kid. I grew up here. I grew up at Bradley. I grew up playing in the gym. I grew up, around the band my whole life. So that kind of got me started. And so my whole life, I tell the kids all the time I grew up wanting to be the band director at Bradley, and sure enough,
there you are.
It worked out. So
let me ask you this: what instruments do you play?
I'm a percussionist. Now, part of college is you have to learn how to play all the instruments, but I'm a percussionist mainly. I can do what I need to do on the others, but don't ask me to play them because it probably wouldn't be good.
Well, let's talk about the band. I know the band has the horn section, percussion, so forth. How many different sections do you actually have? And you got a color guard there.
Right. So the basic sections are we have the woodwind section, the brass section, the percussion section, and the color guard section. So those are the basic sections.
And how many total members you have, counting color guard and everyone that's in the band?
This year we're at 98 members total.
Okay, well that's a pretty good sized band there. Right. You have, I guess, in each section you have a captain or a leader assigned to each section. Is that how you do that? Or
So the way we do it right now is we kind of rely on our seniors to be our leaders. So we don't assign specific people to be a senior or a leader in each section. The seniors are kind of the leaders of the group.
They know what to do.
Yeah, and so we want everybody. Part of our program is we want everybody to learn how to be a good leader, and everybody when they leave here to be a better person and a better leader. So we want every kid to have an opportunity to have that leadership experience and to be better at it.
Okay, I'm an 8th grader. I'm coming into Bradley. I'm a pretty good trombone player. How do I go about getting to be involved in the band? Do I work with you or to come let you know, or how does that happen?
So as long as you're in middle school band, what we do starting in usually around January, we talk to them as many times as we can, but usually starting in January, what we do is we come to the band program, especially at Lake Forest. We get to go there every day as it is.
Okay.
So we'll come down there. We'll start handing out information. We work with the counselors, and basically all those students have to do is sign up and put band on their schedule, and then they're good to go. So we try to get everybody, as long as you've had experience in middle school, as long as you sign up for band, you're in it.
Okay. Now, I remember it seems like each year one of the games that you'll have the Lake Forest band mesh with the Bradley band and be on the field and play it together, right?
Right, yeah. So that's another experience we do for the 8th graders. We bring them up one night or a football game, kind of give them the experience. They play pregame with us, and they get the experience of being in front of a big crowd. I tell the kids all the time, this is the football games are some of the biggest crowds that we can get sometimes. We would love to have that many people at our concerts. So it's a real cool experience, and so that gives those 8th graders something to see what we do every Friday night. So,
yeah, it sure does.
So it's looking like this year, it looks like it's going to be, we're going to end up having to do that at the Cleveland game this year because we're short on home games.
Right, 4 home games this year. And what's the theme of the band this year?
The theme is elements. So it's kind of the elements of the main elements of earth, fire, water, and wind. So we're doing songs that are related to those. The first tune is Earth, which is In the Stone by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Then our second tune is Dust in the Wind by Kansas. Then Fire by Jimi Hendrix. And then our last tune is Come Sail Away by Styx.
Do you pick those out yourself or sit down and think it over? Now, who's your assistant band director?
My assistant's Mr. Dortwecht, or everybody calls him Mr. D. Right. And so basically we start planning even as soon as now for next year. We kind of start writing down ideas and just, it's kind of sometimes it's extremely difficult to come up with what we're going to do with this, but we try to plan. It takes several months, and then we get the music written just for us. So the music that we play on Friday nights is written just for the Bradley band. Okay. And so we pay for that, and so it's really cool that we get our own music, which is neat.
Let's go back and talk about something else I should ask about. Once you get your band, you say, okay, these are my band members. When do you start practicing? Because I've seen you guys practice as much as the football team. I've seen you guys out here in the heat on that hot pavement.
Right. So we practice year round basically. So as far as after marching band's over, we keep practicing. And I know we'll talk more about that, but for marching band only, we start up usually 2 weeks before school starts in the summer. So it's usually in July. We'll do 2 weeks with everybody. We do a couple days before that with just the freshmen to kind of get them acclimated to some new things, so they're not just thrown in at day one. So,
right.
But we start basically about 2.5 weeks before school starts in July. We're out here ready to go.
Wow, man. Let's talk about competition. Now, I know you host the ABC, the Bradley Band competition or concert here each year. What date will that be on this year?
So yeah, it's Bradley Classic. It's
Bradley
this is year 35 for that competition.
Wow.
So it's been around for several years. It's going to be on September 28th here at Bradley Central. So it'll kick off at 2 o'clock with the first band, and then usually it's 8 or 9 o'clock depending on how many bands sign up, and then then it's over then. So usually it's a great opportunity for all the local people to come out and see all the local bands. Most of the bands come from Chattanooga area, Cleveland, North Georgia. So it's really cool to have all the local groups in, have a place for them to go.
And obviously the Bradley Band cannot be in the competition set, but they're here and they will do their show as well.
Right, yeah. So the Bradley Band, I always find it interesting if you compare it to, say, if the basketball team holds a tournament.
Right.
At the school, they participate in the tournament.
Right.
But when it comes to band events, we don't do that. So what we do is we just do an exhibition show at the end of the day, but we get the judges to give us comments to help us out so we're more prepared. But yeah, so we'll do our show at the end of the day, and then we have an award ceremony for all the groups that competed.
And these are independent judges that judge that competition, aren't they?
Right, yeah. We bring in judges from anywhere around. Most of the time we try to keep them 2 or 3 hours away just for travel costs because we pay for their travel and bring them up here. But we try to get well-experienced judges that not only judge high school bands, but they'll judge more professional type DCI or Bands of America, or another one which is WGI, which is a indoor competition in the winter.
In support of the band now, I know when you travel and you go to you're going to Walker Valley Friday night, you go to other away games, it takes a lot of people to help make that happen. I know you have a lot of parent involvement. It's not a cheap thing to do, just like the football team travels. How's the best way that fans can support you? Is it through the concession stand? Because I know that's revenue for you in other ways.
At the football game, the best way people can support us is at the concession stand. We're lucky that we get to run the concession stands, and that helps us out. Like you said, we pay for all that travel on our own to go to all these different games. So the concession stand is the easiest way. At a football game, stop, get you a hamburger, hot dog, drink, anything you want out of there, just pick it up. Help support us. We take any kind of donation or anything that we can get. We'll take it. Band is expensive, and I know we'll talk about instruments in a minute. And marching band is just a portion of what we do. So
well, let's lead right into that. The instruments now. If I have my own at home, as a youngster, I had my own trombone or trumpet, whatever the instrument was. Would I use that here at Bradley, or do you provide instruments when they don't have those, or how does that work?
So basically, most people provide the smaller instruments that they have: trombones, trumpets, flutes, clarinets, stuff like that. We have some of those instruments, say that if a student doesn't have it, we have some.
Okay.
We don't have a lot of them because most of the time, by the time high school, most kids own their own. But the larger instruments, we do provide those. For example, tubas, baritones, sousaphones. For example, a few years ago, we bought sousaphones. They're $4,000 a piece, so we had to buy 5 of them. So we had to spend $20,000 just to get enough instruments for them to play. Man. So right now, for example, we're in the market for another tuba because we have 5 tuba players, and then in concert tubas we only have 4 of them. So we got to get another one, and so that'll be somewhere around that same price point. So it's an expensive opportunity, expensive venture for the kids to be. So.
Well, in a band that size, nearly 100 members, the bigger the band, the more it costs there, obviously. Let's talk about competition now. Where will you be working besides the Bradley Band Classic? You're going to be doing some competition away from home. Where will you be going for that?
So right now we're going to go to on October 19th. We're going to be at Soddy Daisy. Soddy Daisy is starting. They had a competition several years ago. They've redone their track and around their field now, so they're starting up their competition, which is another great local competition. So we'll be there on October 19th. Then we're going to go back to Ray County on October 26th. This is, I think, the 3rd year for their competition. We've been there. This will be the 3rd time. So 2 great local competitions, which are awesome. Well, I love, us being hit my microphone. Sorry about that. Us being a local competition, it's really great to go to and support other local competitions as well.
Okay. I've been in band 4 years here at Bradley, let's say, and I'm a really good musician at whatever instrument I play. Are there opportunities for someone to go to college and get a scholarship? Or
right, yeah, there's tons of opportunities in college, not just So a lot of students like myself, for example, I went to college to study music and I wanted to teach music. So that's an opportunity for students if they're wanting to go in some type of education. There's scholarships available for that. And then depending on your school, for example, I went to Tennessee Tech up in Cookeville. It's not a huge football program. You know, it was always interesting to see what we were going to do when I was there. But even then, they did give some scholarships for students that were not music majors to be in the marching band.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you go to a bigger school like Tennessee, you know, some of these bigger colleges that have more prominent football programs, they do offer a little bit more money just to be in the marching band. You don't have to study music or anything, but will give you some money to be in the marching band because they're always looking for more students to be a part of their programs.
Well, there are some huge programs out there, and you're doing a fantastic job here at Bradley. Been here a long time. We hope you stay around a long time, too, and keep you here, and just keep growing that band. And if students are interested, I know you worked in middle school for a long, long time, and that sort of leads them into the next step into senior high school and all that. And we hope they practice, get ready to go, and be in the Bear Marching Band, because it's not just the football marching band. You guys have a lot of things going on with concerts and competition you go to. But
yeah, I was telling somebody the other day, it was interesting. We have something. I was thinking through the months of the school year, we basically have something every month, I think, except March. So even in November, right after football season is over, we start with honor bands. We're part of East Tennessee School Band and Orchestra Association. So even starting in November, we have jazz opportunities for the kids, some honor band clinics, and that goes all the way up until April when we go to All-State in Nashville. So basically, there's no downtime. It just keeps continuing right after that, and we'll just do lots of different things and offer all kinds of opportunities for the kids.
So students, if you see that, there's a lot of things going on here in regard to the band there, and we'd like to thank you, Andrew, for being with us today on BCHS.TV. Folks, you can watch all these videos on BCHS.TV. You can watch them on Facebook, BCHS, look for the BCHS Bear Network. On YouTube, look for the BCHS Bear Network, and you can actually subscribe. When you go to that site, there's a button there to click on subscribe. It is free. Click on the little reminder bell, and it'll let you know anytime an event is coming up in regard to Bradley Central High School on the Bear Network there. Thank you once again, Andrew.
Hey, thank you.
Director of the Bradley Central Marching Band. My name is Jerry Ownbey. We'll say so long and God bless. Go Bears.